got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. Kept trying hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent oh so many nights feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you see me, somebody new. I'm not that chained up little person still in love with you. And so you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free. And now, saving all my loving for someone who's loving me. Go now, go, walk out the door, just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble, you think I'd lay down and die. Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'm still alive. I got all my life to live, I got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey,
Очи черные, очи жгучие, очи страстные и прекрасные. Как люблю я вас, как боюсь я вас, знать увидел вас я не в добрый час. Очи черные, очи пламенные, и манят они в страны дальние, где царит любовь.
Ses kontrol. Ses 1, 2. Şey gibi oluyor sanki ben kontrol.
Где царит покой, где страдания нет, где вражды запрет. Не встречал бы вас, не страдал бы так, я бы прожил жизнь, улыбаючись. Вы искупили меня, очи черные, унесли навек мое счастье. Очи черные, очи жгучие, очи страстные и прекрасные. Как люблю я вас, как боюсь я вас, знать увидел вас я не в добрый час.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. Oh, in the way that I stare, there's nothing else to compare. The thought of you leaves me so weak. There's no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, then let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm my lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, trust in me. Oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down. I pray, oh, pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. La 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 la. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. And oh, I want to hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. To warm my lonely night, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, trust in me. Oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down. I pray, oh, pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm a lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, trust in me. Oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down. I pray, oh, pretty baby. Now that I found you, say and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Let me love you. Let me love you. Baby, I love you so. Just stay a while. Don't ever let me go. Yeah. Fly me to the moon and let me play. I'm It's like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hands. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all alone, for all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all alone, for all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Cause in other words, please be true. Oh, please be true. Please be true. In other words, I love you.
Round like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, like an ever-spinning wheel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind, comme une pierre que l'on jette dans l'eau vive d'un ruisseau, et qui laisse derrière elle des milliers de ronds, comme un manège de lune avec ses cheveux de toile, comme un anneau de Saturne, un ballon de carnaval, comme le chemin du monde que font sans cesser les heures, le voyage autour du monde dont tout ne sort dans sa fleur, tu fais tonner de ton nom tous les mules de mon cœur. Keys that jingle in your pocket, words that jangle in your head. Why did summer go so quickly? Was it something that you said? Lovers walk along the shore and leave their footprints in the sand. Is the sound of distant drumming just the fingers of your hand? Pictures hanging in a hallway and the fragments of a song of remembered names and faces, but to whom do they belong? When you knew that it was over, you were suddenly aware that the autumn leaves were turning to the color of her hair, comme une pierre que l'on jette dans le vivre d'un ruisseau et qui laisse derrière elle des milliards de rondeaux. Au vent des 4 saisons, tout fait tourner de ton nom, tout l'amour de mon cœur.
Perché cosa lo faresti, pupone canta? Lo faresti tu con me per un bel conto in banca? Lo faresti per un tanto, un cioccolato caro? O ti basta questo sguardo che con lo smeraldo? Perché cosa lo faresti, bel leone Dio? Per un frutto, una poesia, lo faresti brillo? Come posso mai tentarti, dimmi tu dolore? Perché cosa lo faresti tu con me l'amore? Cacao, cacao, coco, coco, cacao, cacao, coco, coco, cacao, cacao, coco, coco, cacao, cacao, coco, cacao, cacao, coco, coco, cacao, cacao, coco, coco, cacao, cacao, coco, cacao, cacao, perché cosa lo faresti, bambinone mio, per un titolo, un torrone, quale ben di Dio? La vorresti tutta intera, quella mela rossa? Perché cosa lo faresti, parla che io possa? Lo vorresti un gol della tua squadra preferita, anche 4, 5, 6 magari la partita. Perché cosa lo faresti tu con me, un peccato? Lo vorresti uno spumone con il cioccolato? Cacao, cacao, coco, coco, 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 cacao, cacao, Siempre igual, tú siempre igual, tú siempre igual.
No quisiera hablar, pero tú eres la frase de amor
Siempre
empezada
igual.
y nunca terminada.
No cambiarás, no cambiarás, no cambiarás.
Tú eres mi ayer y mi hoy,
Nunca más.
mi siempre y mi inquietud.
Y ya que tú estás en ello, llámame tormento ya, puedes probar.
Tú eres como el viento que lleva los violines y las rosas.
Caramelo, no los quiero más.
Algunas veces no te comprendo.
Violines y rosas, esta noche lo dices a otra. Violín y rosas, yo quiero sentirla. Cuando la cosa me va, si me va, si es
un momento y luego se verá.
Una palabra todavía.
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
Escúchame.
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
Te ruego.
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
Yo te juro.
Palabras, 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 palabras. Tú siempre me dices palabras, palabras de amor.
Este es mi destino. Hablarte. Hablarte. Como la primera vez.
Siempre igual, tú siempre igual, tú siempre igual.
No digas nada. Es la noche que habla.
Siempre igual.
La romántica noche.
No cambiarás, no cambiarás, no cambiarás.
¿Tú eres mi sueño prohibido?
Nunca más.
Pero tengo esperanza.
Y nadie a ti podrá pararte. Llámame pasión al fin, dímelo ya.
Se apaga en tus ojos la luna y se escuchan los grillos.
Caramelos, no los quiero más.
Si tú no existieras, necesitaría inventar.
La luna y los grillos normalmente me tienen despierta, mientras yo quiero soñar con el hombre, ese que tú llevas dentro de ti, que habla menos, pero me gusta a mí.
Una palabra todavía.
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
Escúchame.
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
Te lo ruego.
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
Yo te juro.
Palabras, 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 palabras. Tú siempre me dices palabras, palabras de amor.
¿Cómo eres?
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
Pero ¿cómo eres?
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
¡Qué mujer!
Palabras, palabras, palabras.
¿Cómo eres?
Palabras, 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 palabras. Tú siempre me dices palabras, palabras de amor.
¿Cómo eres?
Amado mío, love me forever and let forever begin tonight. Amado mío, te quiero tanto, no sabes cuánto, ni lo sabrás. Todo lo que tengo, amado mío, a tus pies está, para ti será, para ti lo guardé. Todo lo que tengo, amado mío, desde que te vi no me sirve a mí y sé bien el porqué. I want you ever, I love my darling, wanting to hold you and all the time. Amado mío, te quiero tanto, no sabes cuánto, ni lo sabrás. Todo lo que tengo, amado mío, a tus pies está, para ti será, para ti lo guardé. I want you ever, I love my darling, wanting to hold you and all the time. Amado mío, love me forever and let forever begin tonight, and let forever begin tonight and let forever begin tonight. Now you say you're lonely. You cried the long night through. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. Now you say you're sorry for being so untrue. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river for you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head. While you never shed a tear. Remember, I remember all that you said. You told me love was super being. Told me you were through with me, and now you say you love me. Well, just to prove you do, come on in, cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head. While you never shed a tear. Remember, I remember all that you said.
Dear guests, I'm Gani Şanlıöz. I'll be speaker in this event. I'm taking part for both sides in Grundig Academy as well as Atlas University. You all very welcomed. On one side, we have very distinguished representatives coming from the field. And on the other side, we have students. They will be our feature. And in Atlas University, we are trying to prepare them for the field in the future. So this event is very important to make the cooperation and collaboration between the field and the academy. In this respect, we will have a panel that will be in cybersecurity and the resilience. This is really important topic. And I'll just give some information about the program. It will take around 1 hour, and after the event, we will have sort of networking event, some sort of cocktail, and then right after the cocktail, we will have a lunch with the our guests coming from the outside, and we will just finish our event. Now, I want to introduce you with the Jan Kunen. He defines himself nomad for innovation, and he will start the panel. Stage is yours, Jan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Gani.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here, and it's good to see you. And I know it's a challenging time because next week, Monday, the truth is kicking in. You've got some exams coming up, so I'm really appreciate that you were coming, and I'm really looking forward to the conversation as well with you, coming from the field, putting technology on the ground. And I'm really happy, Professor Hassan, to be here back at Atlas University, which changes the world with a wink of a butterfly. So really happy to be here. And as Gani was saying, my name is Jan. I'm the CEO of the Grundig Academy Group. And I just want to walk you a quick story through what we're doing. So your partner in lifelong learning, but there's a special quote on it. We are a hub for transformative education. That's one start. Education is on the core of the future, and for lifelong learning on this one. So my father, he went to university, he entered a job, and he stayed with this job for the next 40 years. And I think this is not going to happen anymore. We have to learn all the way along. And that's what I really enjoy. So we are the hub for transformative education, and at the same time, the launch pad for disruptive solutions. Because learning is one thing, but getting disruptive solutions into the market is another thing. And that's what we're doing. We're combining both. A bit about us, Grundig Academy. We've got a technical college, we've got professional development coming from lean management, Six Sigma, going over to some project management until management theories. We've got telecommunication academy, the top business academy, and maybe someone out of the field might know top business. What we're doing is the telecommunication trainings on this. We've got a primary school. So what we can provide is starting from grade 1, 2, and that's the next step, to MBAs together with the Friedrich Alexander University. And I know there's one student here from Friedrich Alexander. Give him applause here. It's happening. We are bridging the world. That's what we're doing together. Then we've got a public transport academy, and then we've got our schools. So it's about the Grundig Academy Group, and we were talking about where's Professor? Where's Professor? Talking about silos. Where is it? No. Anyway, we were talking about silos, that a lot of students on one side, a lot of companies are now built in silos. And I think this is a real challenge. If we think in silos, we are toast. If we think in silos, we are toast. The solutions we are needing is cross silos. We need it horizontal. We have to have a group approach. We have to have an ecosystem approach. And that's what I really love to have here in the room. Okay, now here he comes again. I was just talking about silos. Right. Okay, so how are we positioned? We as Grundig Academy, we have our headquarters in Germany. We are here together with Gani and Professor Hassan here at Atlas University as Grundig Academy Istanbul. And we are starting at the moment our next venture in India, in Bangalore, to have high voltage trainings there. So we are starting to cross the globe as well to build bridges. And as your students and practitioners on the field, I just want to give you a quick thought. So I was working a long time in Silicon Valley, Palo Alto. You know what the secret of Silicon Valley is? Any guess? It's University Street. That's the secret of Palo Alto. Why? Well, University Street is a very short street. And you walk up and down University Street and you meet each other. Constantly. You walk out and suddenly taps on your shoulder and says, "Can I pitch something to you?" Start talking. Ah, that's an interesting. Well, actually, there was this guy I met in the coffee shop next door. We should talk to each other. And then it continues. And basically, when you come to Silicon Valley, Palo Alto, you will be pitched and pitching all day long. Why? Because you're exchanging ideas. You're building an ecosystem. You're coming together, exchanging ideas. And that's what's needed. So that's what we're doing is we're building an ecosystem of disruptive players in the field. So we've got some of our ecosystem players around here with Philip and with Martin and some more. And this is what we're working on. And you see as well academia there, the FOU. You see Sci-Firmas, you see San Jose State University, and. So what we're doing is bringing ecosystems together. Second thing is, and this is an idea maybe you might take away from this day today, never ever thinking of building trends. Okay, once again, don't you ever think you can build a trend. Use the trends which are there. Bring the ecosystem together and provide solutions which are unique in the world. So whenever you have an idea, check what the customer really needs. Then check what trends is playing on top of this one. Then bring an ecosystem of solutions together. Build a fantastic team. Build a product which is never seen in the world before, but never think you will build a trend. Okay, and that's what we're doing as well. We're looking at the trends. What kind of trends are out there? And the big trends we are facing at the moment are geopolitical trends. And when you look at what's happening all around us, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of brittleness. A lot of things are breaking down which used to be normal. So when you think about this one, you have to find out what is the key factor in this one. What is happening there in these fields? What is making our world brittle? And that's where we come to two things. This one. So we met Professor Yusuf. And we were looking at each other's eyes, and he was saying, you know, Jan, it's about values. It's about values. Values gives the fundament. Okay, in a brittle world, you need a fundament, and the fundament is trust and values. So never leave your values behind. Whatever kind of business might be obvious, whatever opportunity is there, always stay with your values. So that's the base. And if you have this base, you can look at what is happening. And of course, Atlas University is very focused on health. Okay, yeah, we see a huge problem in the health sector. We see aging societies on one side. And we see huge population growth at the young people. So there's a huge issue to work on the health sector. The second side is the cyber side, because we become and we live in a digital transformative world. So digital is all around us. So if we live in a brittle world where we have some breaking things, you should make sure that our advancements at health tech are secured by cybersecurity. And that's why we're here for together. So our focus for today is cybersecurity, and we don't do a lecture here. No, we're going to have experts from the field doing cybersecurity in the field. And we will hear a lot of stories. I can promise you this one, because we've been traveling now for 4 days together, and we were exchanging every night. Do you know this? You know this? You know that? So hopefully it's going to be an interesting journey for you as well. It's always for me. And for this one, I would love to call now on stage our distinguished panel. And here you see again our lecturer, Gani, from Atlas University. We just came from Ljubljana, which is in Slovenia. We were invited from Bloomberg, doing the international Bloomberg panel on cybersecurity. And I would like now to call on stage my beautiful guests. First of all, please, Philip, could you come up? Philip Varugis from Cypherma. And on the way, you might experience what this panel has got to do with MI6. Does anyone know MI6? Give me a hand. Yeah, okay. So you might learn something about MI6 here on stage. And Philip, great to have you on stage. Thank you. Thank you. From Cypherma. Then I would love to call on stage Gani. You know Gani as a lecturer, but you might not know that he was working for KFOR, he was working for NATO, and he was implementing critical infrastructure, telecommunication infrastructure. And, you know, military space, you have to make it really safe. So give a hand to Gani. Thank you. And last but not least, I would love to call on stage Martin Böhner. Right. Great to have you, Martin. So when you think of mobile devices, who's got a mobile device? Okay, what's the weight? What's the weight of this one? Almost nothing. Okay, we will talk about some mobile devices which weigh a ton. That's where Martin comes from. Oh, 3 or 4. Okay, right. So thank you very much. Thank you for having. So the microphones are there. Do we have one more, maybe? He will manage. Okay, right. All right. So what we're going to do is we will look into what is happening in the world out there. And Philip will give us some insights and some really interesting stories, what's happening around the globe on cybersecurity and cyber threat. Then we will look into what's happening with critical infrastructure. And when we talk about critical infrastructure, telecommunication is one very precise point. And of course, water management and all this one. And then we will walk over to what's happening in the mobility space.
Thank you, Jan. Good morning, all. First of all, Professor, thank you for extending the opportunity to for us to come here and share our knowledge and experience. Before I start talking about the cyber, I just want to set the stage for cyber. Because today, if you look at technology, in the past, technology was built to run a business. But today, businesses are getting built around technology, right? Even a €1 seller, €1 product seller on the street, also getting his business through technology, because e-commerce platforms, people order through e-commerce platforms, which will be delivered to their houses through digital supply chain. And eventually people started making the whole payment through fintech platforms. So you see even a one single euro business is also running on technology today, right? So, and you will see that artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT, autonomous devices are going to be impacting even a €1 business as well. And it is not only in the business, it is happening, it is coming into our homes as well, right? We start living in smart homes, right? We are driving smart cars. And it is not stopping there. And we are going to eat technology. We are going to eat AI. In fact, the Food and Drug Administration of the US government has approved a digital pill where there will be a chip. When you eat the chip, you will have real-time diagnosis of how the medicine is affecting your body, where the doctor can real time analyze it. So when we are living in that kind of a world, cybersecurity is extremely important. Why? I spent nearly 20 years in AI, I started my AI career way back in 2004, 2005 times, and spent a bit of time in national security and now in cyber intelligence and defense. And what I'm seeing today, after all this transformation, what I've seen across the world, cybersecurity is becoming a matter of life and death. It is not just anymore a tool or a technology discussion by a cybersecurity team. Today, cybersecurity in the corporates, it's a board level discussion. It's a board level topic. And for governments, cybersecurity is one of the number one imperatives for governments to ensure that the national stability. So cybersecurity is becoming extremely important. Why? I want to share some examples why it is so important from a matter of life and death perspective and why it is becoming personal. There was an attack happened in Florida. You know Florida, right? 1.3 million people resides there. A group of cyber criminals were targeting the public water distribution system and trying to infuse poison into that. And you can imagine, because of a cyber attack, 1.3 million people will be drinking poison. In Kiev, in Ukraine, a few years back, when the temperature was -degrees, the electricity grid got shut down. You can imagine if the electricity is not there at -degrees temperature, people will be freezing to death. No communication happens, no hospital functions, no flights can land at the airport. Everything is done, right? We also have seen that attacks ranging from, people hacking the satellites, and through the satellites, people are hijacking flights. A few years back, I think 2-3 years back, from the Iranian airspace, 21 flights were missing. Cyber criminal groups were able to hack the satellite and they were able to do GPS spoofing, and this is happening real. This year beginning, Malaysian airport, there's a group, a cyber criminal group from Russia called Kilin. They breached Malaysian airport and they have taken the data, including up to the air traffic control data. You know what they can do with the data? They can make 2 flights land on the same airport and same runway in opposite direction at the same time. So it is becoming a matter of life and death. So with that context, we'll get into more details probably in the coming minutes.
For sure. Thank you, Philip, for this one. So if you want to have really frightening stories, a night long, just book him. You will find a lot what's happening. But it's not only about finding out what's happening around on the globe. It's the same time to look at what are the crucial points where we have to look at. And where do we have to take really precise actions. And when we look at that, Gani, why is telecommunication so important when you look at the questions of cybersecurity?
It's a really nice question to be able to understand the importance of communication and also the telecommunication. You know, the telecommunication infrastructure is the baseline for each communication. What I mean with the digital transformation, we move each systems, each workflow to the digitalized side, to the cyber domain. So it's becoming, the communication itself, telecommunication becomes more and more important each day. So we have some challenges in the telecommunication. What are these? We call it triangle exposure paradox. We have 3 points here. One of them is ubiquity. What's that? We have really huge area to cover it. We have a lot of base stations, radio links, and a lot of cables in all around the world. The telecommunication sector should be at any place that is demanded. So it's a really big problem because you cannot provide the security, including the physical security itself for all these equipments. And they create vulnerability, but you cannot give a precise decision to continue or to stop. Another point is the complexity of the supply chain. You use different type of devices, hardware, software, everything, and it makes it really complicated.
just a moment on this one. So you have a supply chain there, and on this supply chain you have different vendors, different providers on this one. I think, Philip, you've got a story on this one.
So when it is coming to supply chain, we traditionally relate supply chain to the logistics, shipping, etc. But today, in the past, if you look at companies were competing with each others, today, if you look at ecosystem is competing with ecosystem, where you have a lot of partners, in that ecosystem, and every of your partner is becoming your supply chain, right? You may have an outsourced vendor. You may have a company who is doing your marketing. You may have a company who is developing your software. You may be having a company doing your facility management. It's all contributes to your supply chain ecosystem. And if they are not cyber resilient, you are not. The best example, what happened recently in the Heathrow airport. I'm not sure if you heard about the incident that happened just last month. The 3 of the European airports got shut down. Have you heard about it? London, Heathrow.
You've got an idea how much does it cost if you shut down an airport for one day? Any idea? That's what it is. Just think of it. Just think of it. So it's you can do a lot, and you should do it very safe and very secure. But then if you have the weakest part in a chain being disrupted, it's going to happen. So continue on the Heathrow story.
Yeah. So there is a company called Collins Aerospace, which is a big technology company, which provides a lot of airport services capabilities. And cyber criminal groups, they were targeting Heathrow Airport, but they didn't launch the attack directly to the Heathrow Airport. They breached the Collins Aerospace, and through Collins Aerospace, they shut down the Heathrow Airport and 2 other airports as well. Now, the point is, today, when we're talking about digital transformation and connectivity, Yani, I was talking about initially that everything is digital today, right? And in this digital, a lot of devices are coming together. A lot of capabilities, not only software, hardwares, small sensors, IoT devices, this is all coming together, which is taking part in that communication, which is getting breached. And in the past, we are all becoming lazy today, right? Because we are taking advantage of the technology. We all know Alexa, right? Alexa, please turn on the fan. And today, we don't even need to say, Alexa, please turn on the fan or increase the temperature in the AC, because we are wearing smartwatch. The smartwatch is already communicating with the AC, saying that, okay, Philip is having some slightly fever. Please adjust the temperature accordingly. Context-aware, autonomous, intelligent devices we are using, and it is in our ecosystem today, it is in our homes today, it is in the corporate today. The unfortunate part is that each of these devices are smart, connected, intelligent, and very small as enough, even though it is all small as enough as like a sensor, is a target for cyber criminal, because that is communicating from one device to the other device. So I think probably so Martin would be talking more example about how your body can be communicating to your car in the coming minutes.
Exactly. So if you could pass on the microphone. So Martin, you are in a much more confined space. Maybe. Because in a car, how many computers you've got normally in the car, CPUs?
100, 150, maybe 200.
Just
get
this one. Just get this one. 100, 200 CPUs sitting. Who's studying network technology? So having a whole network in the car, that's the first step. That's not the end of it, but we will listen to this one.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we have heard about IoT devices now, maybe in the body. We've heard about telecommunications. And if you think about a modern car, I mean, here we are sitting in the device, right? Not just one person, maybe many persons. We are driving around at high speeds, and they are facing each other just centimeters away. Here, maybe not always a centimeter in Istanbul. And so safety plays a big role. And of course, we have to ensure that the safety aspect stays secure in that sense. And if you think about a modern car, what are the features you're looking for a modern car? I had the pleasure yesterday to be chauffeured in a new talk. Yeah, very interesting experience, very good one. But if you think about the features you're looking in a modern car, it's connectivity. You want to have updates all the time, maybe even apps from third parties in the vehicle. You want to integrate seamlessly with all your other devices, maybe with your home, with your charging station, whatsoever. Then you have identities in the vehicle where you want automatic payment and all these things. And yeah, these are the challenges. Then you have the network inside the car, the network of cars. If you think what these cars can do and where everyone is targeted at, the future is hopefully that these things will drive autonomously. So they can do it. They can all steer, brake, accelerate today already, not in a sense that they can fully do it automatically. But if you're an attacker, you can use all these features to do harm. And this is exactly the very challenging area where we are working in and where we are providing, in the end, the solutions to make sure that we all can drive around secure and safe.
So when we talk about automotive industries, and I know automotive industries is for Germany a very important one, and I know it's a very important one as well here in Turkey. When you look at all the bus production or the truck production, which is happening now with talk being on the space, it's not anymore about who's got the best combustion engine with the biggest horsepowers, obviously.
No, this is now it's relatively easy compared to old times to come up with a new car. Also, a lot of new car manufacturers are popping up, and this is easier from the driving side, maybe. But of course, a big challenge for still the digitalization.
Right. So we will drop for you now while you're sitting here, and sometimes someone might take a phone in your hand. We will come across a company called Holon. So just for a thought process, but we will come back to this one. Philip, so we heard that this cyber infrastructure is everywhere. Everything is talking to everything. It's like at everywhere, anytime, anyhow, everywhere, anyone. So it's a ubiquitous question you were raising. And when we have this ubiquitous thing, and at the same time living in a brittle world where things are not stable, what would be your first thought process when someone comes up and says, listen, I would love to develop an IoT device? What would be your first thought process on this one?
Okay, I think before answering that question, I wanted to put a disclaimer. I'll be sharing a lot of examples, real-world stories. The disclaimer is that is not to scare you, but to create awareness. And obviously, the IoT device, I'll connect that again with another story to see what is coming to my mind.
So the reason why I'm asking is maybe some of you here think of, I've got a perfect startup idea. I'm going to be the next unicorn. And if you think that way, please start to think from the beginning of the essentials. That's why I was putting this question forward. Now,
thank you. There was a casino, one of the richest casinos in the States, and which was always a target for cybercriminal groups.
So casino is the one where you make the money.
Yes, they count money using machines, right? So, and the cybercriminal groups, they couldn't successfully breach into that because of obviously very sophisticated cybersecurity capabilities. But the cybercriminal groups just didn't drop the idea of leaving them behind. They were continuously monitoring the casino to see how they can get inside. Okay, one story apart. The facility manager of the casino decided to renovate the casino. As part of the renovation and a beautiful reception, and the facility manager placed a beautiful fish tank at the reception. And obviously, the fish tank also was connected, smart, and AI powered. The fish tank had sensors inside it which was controlling the light and the temperature of the water, and which was connected to the network of the casino. And the cyber criminals were able to get inside the casino through the sensor inside the fish tank, and they were able to successfully breach them.
So think if you want to provide a new product, the smart fish tank, cybersecurity is a crucial question you have to solve right from the beginning, because it's quite expensive to break in. The money which is coming out of the casino, which is sort of a very secure place, the fish tank it is.
Yep. So there are plenty of examples like that where an IoT device getting breached, which is irrespective of whether it is a corporate system or an IoT device in our own houses as well. For example, LG, LG, right? The electronics manufacturing company. They created a HomeBot. HomeBot? Like a small device, like a tiffin box, which can go around your house and clean it without having an instruction automatically and intelligently. There's a company called Checkpoint. They did an ethical hacking, and they found a vulnerability inside that small HomeBot. And if that was not rectified, somebody can record everything, both video and audio, what is happening inside your house, whether it is in your private bedroom or the gossip that is happening in your kitchen, and send it to somebody without your notice. Right? There was a company called Abbott Healthcare. They're a multi-billion-dollar healthcare company across the globe. They make medicines, they make biodevices, and they make pacemakers as one of the biodevices. Again, the IoT story. 465,000 pacemakers they made had a vulnerability. Before that 465,000 devices, the pacemakers, released to the market, FDA, Food and Drug Administration of the US government, has detected that vulnerability just in time. Otherwise, what would have happened? You heard about the pages getting exploded in Lebanon a few months back. Just like that, somebody can explode these pacemakers inside the heart of 465,000 people with the click of a button. So when it is coming to IoT security or IoT devices, I would always think that, is it really, really secure? And should I really, really connect it to my network? Because today, we are living in a world of instant gratification and convenience. We want everything to be connected, automated, and intelligent, and we just connect it. Even we don't need to use it. So we need to really see that IoT device, is it really required to be connected? And do I really have a use case to use that? Otherwise, I need to be ready for the damage as well.
Right. So Gani, thank you for this one. And again, one of these stories for pacemakers. Okay, I don't have one, but just in case. So Gani, we are facing a new world. We are facing a new world of cyber criminals and cyber criminal activities. So could you elaborate a bit more about what's happening there? What's the difference, what we experienced before, and what's happening now?
Actually, so far, until a couple of years ago, generally traditional cyber criminals were hacking our computer or encrypting our data, and then they ask for money. Then we give the money, and they go away. But now, in the recent years, the situation has changed. We have different criminals, state supported criminals, we call them, and with them, the attacks has become much more complex, much more longer in a duration, and much more effective. For example, while traditional criminals were using just one extent at a time, the state-supported ones use more than one vector, multi-vector approaches during their attacks. And
can you give us an example on this?
Yeah, of course. Imagine that on one day you wake up your eyes just with a silence and blind. you have no connections. Philip also gave this example. No internet connection, you can do anything, no access to your finance systems, and you are a company, you have a company, and you can do nothing, you froze your company. Is it real? Yeah, unfortunately, it's real. We call it Kyivstar attack. That's happened in Ukraine. Attackers first make a cyber attack, and at the same time, Ukrainians think that they have a backup connection with their satellite or with their radio links, but they realize that there's an electronic warfare attack as well that stops their redundant communication, and everything has confused. So it takes days and days. Its impact was really high. So we have to be really, really careful about our precautions.
Right. Thank you very much for this. So as your device, Martin, is running around, cities, highways, German motorways, high speed, 180 Ks, something like this, or maybe with
more
10 kilometers per hour through traffic jam in Istanbul, maybe through crowded pedestrian zones, infrastructure. And I know you, Martin, you are not a man of slide decks, you're a man of practice. So when we come from this broad picture, what is your approach as a practitioner to make automotive or making mobility safe and secure?
Yeah. So, we've already heard about all the different aspects, or at least a couple of them. We've also heard about supply chain attacks. Automotive industry has one of the most complicated supply chains, hundreds of suppliers for one vehicle. And then the device itself, the vehicle. But the vehicle is connected. You mentioned urban mobility as well. So all the mobility providers, where every one of you interacts with them as well. So really, it's about every piece and every part of it, but looking at it from a holistic point of view and really breaking it down to where should be what kind of protection mechanism implemented. On the other hand, you always have the economics. You have to make it in a reasonable way, so it's still affordable to some extent, but you cannot compromise security in that. This is not an option. This will always be more expensive from money, from life, from injuries, whatsoever. So really looking at it in a holistic way and then breaking it down. This is exactly what we did with one of these vehicles you mentioned before. Think of it now. We talked about that.
Just elaborate on this one. I just dropped the name Holon. I think you have to say something about it.
Exactly. So think about it. We said, okay, everyone is targeting autonomous vehicles. This is exactly one of those targets. It's an autonomous people mover, a small bus driving around completely autonomously and not on a separate lane in a separate space, but really in normal traffic. This is not just a slideware, as you said. So this is happening at the moment. The first ones are deployed at the moment in a small city like Hamburg. So this is really out there. And I don't know, you probably all know things like Mario Kart at home, right?
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Who knows Mario Kart?
Either. I mean, it's there for many years, right? So the young and the older ones should know it. So what you can imagine as the big threat overall there is people sitting at home and not steering things on their TV, but really steering real vehicles. And this is not cyber fiction. This is what happened in the past in small scale already. So, and I said before, so a vehicle does not even have to be fully autonomous from a feature set, but you can use whatever the vehicle can do to do that. This is Yeah, these large-scale attacks obviously are one of the biggest threats in mobility, and this is absolutely what is to be avoided. And that's the space we are working in and providing solutions and yeah, helping you wherever you are working to get these things real in this case.
So when you think of automotive industry, it changed a lot. The skills, the requirements, who, you know, the people on the board. I know I've been working with BMW since, I don't know, 30 years. And suddenly I was surrounded by petrol heads. You know, petrol heads, you know, they have an engine in their brain and they're sort of all about horsepower. Yes,
10, whatever.
So I was surrounded by a bunch of petrol heads all the time. And suddenly I see this totally new kind of managers coming up, because, you know, the future of mobility is obviously something else. So we see chemists being there and looking into battery life cycles, whatever. And then you see software developers being the software-defined vehicle. And I know one of these guys coming from software is now the most imported or exported car in the world. You know which one it is? At least last year it was. Which car was the most bought car in the world? It was a Tesla. It was a Tesla. And it was done, provided, built by a software engineer. So this is where the world is changing to. So it's not anymore about the petrol heads. It's about different skills we're bringing on the table. Because moving something, you know, having an engine, it's not anymore the question. So, Martin, when you would give some advice to enter the industry and still want to work in the automotive industry, which is a challenging part, what kind of advice would you give? Where to go?
I would go exactly along what you said. So these classical guys working on combustion engines, it's really challenging. Yeah. But I think the automotive industry is still eagerly searching for exactly this new generation of people. You basically working in software, but not in arbitrary high-level kind of software. Really bringing together software and the physical space. And this is where things get real, where the real impact of these things happen. And this is a very interesting domain, and I think the demand for that is huge still. And yeah, of course, I mean, I can only advocate for cybersecurity topics in the space, but maybe I'm not the most objective guy here. But yeah, definitely. So this will always be around. This will always be super important. If you think about, I mean, we've heard all the challenges, yeah, but what is happening now just in the cybersecurity space? Everybody is talking about post-quantum stuff suddenly. And,
hang on this one. So I think that's an important one. So I heard this term Q-Day.
Yeah.
Q-Day sounds like D-Day. What is this?
For security, or yeah, for crypto, it somehow is. It's the day when quantum computers are powerful enough to break classical crypto systems, especially asymmetric ones. And nobody knows exactly when this day will be, but the prediction is roughly in the 10-year time frame, plus minus something like that. Yes, we have heard the 10 years for maybe 4 years already or something, but this is roughly the prediction. Why is this so important now? I mean, how long is the average lifetime of a car?
Any idea? How many years? Lifetime of a car?
Yeah.
15, 20 years?
Yeah, right. Very good, yeah. Even in Germany, where a lot of car manufacturers are and where a lot of new vehicles are pushed into the market, I think it's still 14.7 years or something like that. So, and then you add the development time in front, yeah. So you are well in the middle of this. So it doesn't matter if it's 2 years more or less. It hits you. So you have to prepare now. What you do.
So hang on. So that means the Q-Day kicks in with my device because it was pre-developed like a car, 7 years, something, 6 years, and then was running 14 years, and suddenly we are in this 20 years time frame. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that means my vehicle, my antique thing sitting out there, even though I'm very proud to have that very polished, it's going to be affected by quantum computing.
Exactly. Yeah. You're well off if you really have an antique one. So congratulations. No electronics inside, but everything else in between, this will affect you. Yeah.
Just give me an idea. So this quantum computer, we all know something about it. It's more than light on, light out. It's something in between. And with this quantum computing power, you have immense capacities and capabilities. And what is the story?
I mean, a lot of our security topics are based on crypto, right? Securing a connection to your vehicle from the outside world. And usually these crypto systems being used are somehow asymmetric, RSA, ECC-based topics. And they all are based on a mathematically hard computational problem. And quantum computers will be able to solve that instantly, more or less. So suddenly the base is gone. You don't have a crypto system anymore that is working. And so what to do now? This is the big challenge. And we have to prepare now. We don't have to implement what at the moment, we have alternatives. But these alternatives are very new. And for crypto systems, very new is always bad because you never know if it really holds up. But nevertheless, you have to prepare to be able to deploy something when this happens. This can be new hardware, not so nice. This hopefully can be in software. And in the worst case, you don't have a car anymore you can operate.
And it's not anymore only a car. Think of all switches. All switches.
Yeah. I'm talking about cars, but we talked about IoT. We talked about telecommunications. Yeah. The big difference, I would say, is, if you are browsing the internet and if big providers, cloud providers, and so on, they do that today already. So maybe your browser is already using something post-quantum crypto algorithm to connect to these things. But in these small devices, they will need more RAM, more ROM. They are not even slower, as we can see at the moment. So computing power is okay-ish, but the RAM and the ROM, which are expensive in these embedded devices, those are the big challenges that we are facing.
So better be sure to be post-quantum ready right from the start and try to rethink. And I think that's a huge business opportunity, by the way. Yeah. If you think back of all the infrastructure which we are having, how do we enable them to be post-quantum ready? So that's, I think, one thought process you might start to think along and do some research projects on and open up the doors. It's everybody's saying, quantum is a future thing somewhere in science. No, it's happening. It's there. It's there.
Preparing now for new things is great. This is absolutely must. But the tricky and challenging part, but very interesting one is, what can you do with systems out there? Is it possible, to some extent at least, to migrate them to the new crypto age?
Yeah, greenfield is always easier than brownfield.
Absolutely.
Right. So
Thanks.
Now we looked a bit into the future, and we heard about all these threats. Now, Philip, after an event, you're always smart. After something happened, yes, this happened because of. It was this in the supply chain and blah, blah, blah. So I know that you with SciFirmer, you're looking into what is happening at real time. So could you give, you don't have to disclose who's talking to whom and whatever, but could you give us some idea how SciFirmer is working on tools, processes, and insights, looking at what attacks are going to happen in a matter of time.
Sure. Thank you. Can I talk about one more story related to, before I answer that question? Because you're talking about autonomous security, right? I mean, automobile security. Tesla car, the most sold car. Tesla Model X, before even it released to the market, it was actually undergone a penetration testing, ethical hacking exercise. The ethical hacking group was able to hijack the car. You know, in how much time? Any guess? Good guess, sir. One more? Okay, good guess. One more? Less than 90 seconds. They were able to breach the Tesla Model X and drove away the car. Okay. So, with all due respect, every car company is a software company today, as Martin mentioned. And these cars are manufactured in autonomous smart factories where everything is assembled by robots. And today governments are building smart AI roads. AI is coming to the road, by the way, where this road will be talking to the car and the car will be talking to the factory in real time to make everything autonomous. Obviously, factories will use it for predictive maintenance, you know, and so insurance companies will track the data. Traffic management systems will consume the data depending upon earlier. We all know traffic management systems, which is all time-sensitive traffic management, 30 seconds, 90 seconds. That is going to be replaced by traffic-sensitive traffic management. That means based on the number of vehicles on the road and the type of vehicles on the road, your cars and the road will talk to each other, and that will talk to your traffic control systems. And the entire data is already talking to your government systems and also to the factories. So this is where
even more it's important to know what's happening.
Exactly. Here is where we need to understand. I was talking about the ecosystem. This is exactly the ecosystem, right? And this is where the supply chain cyber resilience is extremely important, because if one is getting breached, the whole ecosystem is going to be breached. So at Cypherma, so I represent Cypherma. So we are the world's first tailored intelligence firm, founded by the former head of MI6, who was leading the cyber warfare and counterterrorism for more than 10 years. We are headquartered in Singapore. And today what we do, we help around 730 plus customers around the world, both governments and corporates, universities, hospitals, airports, shipyards, banks, telecom companies. What we do? What is the purpose of cybersecurity, by the way? We need to stop attacks and prevent breaches. That is the ultimate objective, right? Stop attacks and prevent breaches. But unfortunately, do we know who are all the cyber criminals who are going to come and attack us? When they will attack, what they will attack, how they will attack, who are all the people working together to launch an attack against us, what weapons they will be using, what techniques, tactics, and procedures will be used by them, and why they are attacking us. That is, do we have visibility? Actually, many companies don't have any visibility. The second portion, when those guys are attacking us, how do we know that? Which are our own weaknesses are going to be exploited by the cyber criminal groups? They have to get inside us. So to get inside us, they have to exploit and breach a particular weakness in our system. If our doors are strong, they cannot get inside. If there is a weak door, obviously they can get inside. So these are two unknown unknowns, which companies are literally, and even governments are literally struggling to have today, which is nothing but visibility, right? Now, there is a book called The Art of War. Have you heard about Art of War by Sun Tzu? One of the finest books about wars. Okay, in that book, he says something very interesting. If you know yourself, but if you don't know your enemy, you have 50% chance of winning the battle. If you don't know yourself, but if you know your enemy, still your chance of winning the battle is 50%. But if you don't know yourself, and if you don't know your enemy, 100% you're going to be failing. The question is, do we know the unknown unknown? So at Cypherma, what we do, we help customers to understand predictively, preemptively, and more proactively understand who is going to come and attack them, when they will attack, what they will be targeting, how they will get inside. Are you already breached? Is your supply chain really resilient so that you can be stable? And obviously, how today cyber criminals are using your own brand as a weapon against you. We see brand is being used, your own brand is being used as a weapon against you, including by nation state sponsored groups. And
okay, on this one, I really want to take this. So I was saying before, after an event, you're always, you're very clever, you're very smart.
Yep.
But before an event,
yep,
this is where the real work has to happen. So I know that your intelligence is able to look into what's happening around us.
Yep.
So can you elaborate with who is around, what is happening there, and how far before an event is happening you can really check in and see what's happening?
If you look at the motivation and approaches of the cyber criminals, it's really, really changing. So we have seen data breaches in the past because the motivation of cyber criminals were, taking your data and selling it in the dark web to really make money. But that is now changing into disruption and destruction. And in this whole process, the criminal groups are collaborating with each other without boundaries. Without boundaries. We never know who is our real enemy is, right? So in that context, so we need to know that, obviously, as an organization, if I'm a telecommunication company or a banking organization, even for that matter, a hospital, which are the cyber criminal groups targeting us? If they are attacking us in our own ecosystem, how many exposures that we have today, which is going to be explicitly targeted by one of these groups? And we do a lot of attribution. You know what is attribution? Attribution means when there is an attack happens, who are all the criminal groups collaborating with each other, right? And it is borderless, by the way. It is really, really borderless, right? And what are the techniques they'll be using? Why they are launching an attack against? What are their motivations? And what we are seeing, these guys are not directly attacking a company or a country today nowadays. What they will do nowadays, if a particular cyber criminal group, for example, Fin11, I don't know if you heard about a group called Fin11 or Lazarus Group. So Lazarus Group is a notorious cyber criminal group from North Korea, which is a nation state sponsored group. If they want to attack, in the unfortunate event of an attack, if they are targeting a company in Turkey, usually they may not directly attack from North Korea. You know what they will do? They will come inside Turkey virtually and get inside an innocent company, maybe like a small hospital or maybe a university or maybe a small shipping company. And from there, they will launch an attack against their end target. It could be a government system or even a telecommunication company. That is one of the methodologies they are using today. And second thing, it is not just about random attacks. There are random attacks, but that random attacks are taken over by AI-based autonomous attacks. So cyber criminals today using GPT solutions. How many GPTs we use today? One ChatGPT, one Gemini, third one? Any popular one? No, it is very difficult for us to even pick the third name, right? We know only two GPTs primarily, which is ChatGPT and Gemini. You know how many GPT solutions are used by cyber criminals which are getting really famous? 27 GPT solutions. They are using today to launch autonomous attacks. Now, what I'm trying to say is exactly, attacks are getting autonomous today. So cyber criminals are using AI and generative AI to launch attacks where they are going to use these GPT solutions to decide or plan whom to attack, what to attack, when to attack, where to attack. The GPT solutions are deciding. And second, they are using adaptive malwares, malicious botnets, cryptojacking capabilities, autonomous drones, slaughter bots are being used by them. Now the question is exactly, are we using these capabilities to make that defense, like artificial intelligence and automation, to defend against these kind of threats is a big question today.
So how many GPTs it was?
27, at least as per our research.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 27.
Criminal groups are using 27 GPT solutions to launch attacks.
Right.
The black GPTs, I would say.
Thank you, Philip. So, Gani, you being a lecturer here with the students and a partner in the network, What would be your advice when you see all this happening and you see all these threats are coming together, all these technologies are coming together? What would be your advice to the audience, to the players in the field and the students?
Actually, the most important thing, I think, the information exchange that's coming from the flip side. I'm not talking about the data. I'm talking about the fruitful data. It's information. So we have to be informed before these threats, and we have to take our measures accordingly. So we should create an ecosystem that shares information all around them, because alone we are nothing, but together, all together, we can prevent ourselves and all our belongings. The second thing is implementation of the precautions. What I mean, exercises.
Right.
So in theory, everything is great. We have some plans on the papers. That's great. Especially within the national side or international level, we should conduct an exercises. And with this way, we can see our weaknesses, our gaps, all the things that we have. Our weaknesses and our strong side, we can discover, and we can update our plans. So what's important? It should be endurable. In a sequence, we should repeat it and update our plans and our missions as well.
Thank you, Kenny, for this one. So Martin, for you, the last question. I'm a CEO.
Very good.
So as a CEO, I have this terrible thing called cybersecurity because it costs money.
Yes.
You know, it's one of these governance things. You know, it really gets on my nerves. You know, it's annoying me because I don't get the OTP done. Blah 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 blah. I have to pay for this. There's an extra case of coming. You are constantly in this space of OEMs. I know they're very cost.
They love our work.
Totally. So what would be your last striking argument in saying, hey, Jan, you as a CEO, you really should take care about cybersecurity?
I mean, just extending what Danny said, right? You have to experience it, what can happen. And you have to understand that you don't have a feature, whatever kind of thing it is, if it's not secure. I mean, simple as that. So you don't, I mean, you might have a business case for 5 minutes, or maybe if you're lucky, a year or so. But in the end, the cybersecurity aspect of your features, it has to be part of it. And yeah, maybe some feature that we've heard in the beginning. So I have a great idea. Maybe it doesn't have a business case in the end, because you have to do something. Otherwise, you're endangering privacy aspects, you are endangering lives, as we've heard a couple of times in all aspects now. And part of that, to understand that, is I can just add to Gani, also the automotive industry. They, by regulation, but also by common sense, they do, penetration testing the security of these systems now, as a regular basis. But of course, depending on the ecosystem you are in, it's not just the vehicle; it's the whole ecosystem. And you, as a CEO, you will be much more willing to pay for it, or at least understand why you have to pay for it. If you see, hey, that by the way, the sooner you start with implementing security, the cheaper it will be.
So no cybersecurity, no future. Thank you very much, guys. It was a lovely talk with you together. And I would like now to look into the audience, and maybe there might be some questions, some ideas, some thought process on the road. So we've got a microphone. We can pass it on. Perfect. So I know it's always the story of who's starting with a question. So I will just here it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And maybe you can introduce yourself with a name, what you do, and then...
Yeah. My name is Murat Kısacık. I'm the former CEO of Grundig Academy Istanbul. My question will be to Gani. I know that he's an expert on blockchain technologies, and you talked about quantum computing and quantum computers. I would like to ask, what will be the impact of quantum computers on the blockchain technology? Will there be a positive effect, or will it vanquish it? I want you to answer this not only on the technology side, but also the commercial side. You know that these tokens, coins, and the CDBCs are very popular in the last 10 years. And will it vanquish them, or what kind of a change will it make?
Yeah, actually, with the quantum cryptography, traditional crypto protocols will be used, unfortunately, but there are already some approaches on the academic side, and most probably in a couple of years, I hope and I think it will be put into implementation. So we will have a chance to test it, but we have to be aware of the threat itself, because it's really important. Unless we do not have the related precautions in time, it will be really damaging impacts on our financial side. So somebody is already working on that, and I know there are some already explicit models for that, and we will see in the future, actually.
Right, but Murat, as far is it okay? Yeah. So Murat, great to get to know you, so the question was as well the combination of blockchain on one side and quantum on the other side. So there are two crazy technologies we are facing. Having the Web 3.0 something, and like the ledgers on one side, and on the other side the quantum. So how do you see the combination of these two?
Actually, what does the blockchain provides us? Generally, we use it. We know the cryptocurrency in the financial side, but actually, the blockchain itself provides us distributed records of the data. So, in the decision making, instead of centralized decision making, it provides us distributed decision making. So, at the crypto side, what's important? It's important that during the information exchange, it will be important. But as I mentioned, with the new approaches, it will not be a so big problem.
All right, thank you. Okay, more questions. More questions in the room. I'd love to hear. Up there, right.
My name is Ahmed. I am a software engineering student. My question is, why automate, given the risks that of a single breach could potentially cause unimaginable damage?
Right.
So why should we automate?
That's a very baseline question, because it's, everybody thinks automation is great. Okay, we do. And here comes the core question, why? Now, who wants to take this one?
Should I start one more story? No, I don't want to scare anymore. See, human being, I think right from the beginning of our race, we always wanted to do things more efficiently, more productively, more conveniently, right? That is where you see revolutions happen in the industry, the industrial revolution. We're talking about digital revolution today, healthcare revolution, telecommunication revolution. Right from the wheel that got manufactured, right from the machines that we manufactured came into the existence, all to improve the productivity and efficiency of human beings so that humans can do better things, save time, do things better and faster. And that is your automation. My father was an accountant. And when I saw him, he used to come home with a lot of books, right, where he has to manually write all the bills. When the computer came, you just scan a barcode. Automatically, the entire accounts is getting done. Business is getting faster, better, and safer, right? Now, all these things are a double-edged sword. Whether we talk about automation, AI, IoT, it's all double-edged sword. It is about how do we use it, how do we secure it, right? And it is because of a problem, there is an opportunity, which I didn't talk about. So I know majority of the audience is students. It's an opportunity for all of you to make it so secure. You know how many jobs open out there in the world at an approximate estimate last year in the cybersecurity domain? Open positions? Any guess? 3 million plus jobs are vacant out there where you need cybersecurity specialists. Today, you don't have people, talented people who can come and work with various organizations. That's a huge opportunity for us to secure. It is not only just a job opportunity, it's a responsibility for us because cybersecurity is a matter of life and death, and it has become personal, and it is in our house. I know Atlas University has a hospital here. You know what has happened to a number of hospitals recently? In UAE, 6 hospitals got breached. 6. You know what happened when a cyber criminal getting inside the hospital? What happened in India? The All India Institute of Medical Science, which is the #1, the largest hospital in the country, when the cyber criminals, they got inside the hospital, changed the whole medical prescription. Instead of 0.5 ml, they wrote it as 50 ml. Instead of cancer medicine, they wrote it as vitamin tablets. They changed the laboratory reports, the lab reports, the diagnosis reports. So cancer patient, yes, but they said no. It's a matter of life and death. Instead of heart surgery, they wrote it as knee surgery, brain surgery. It's a matter of life and death. So we have a collective responsibility. I thank University for bringing this forum together. Thank you, Ian, for bringing us together. This is where that collective responsibility, we have taken a responsibility to come together, work together, share together to build that resiliency. Automation is extremely important. Resiliency is even more important. And every one of us has to play a role in that one.
So on this one, I would love to close. Is there more questions? Oh yeah, there's one. Love to take it. All right, good.
Hello, how you doing? So I'm Ben, and I'm in computer engineering. My question kind of goes with his. What part of cybersecurity do you think should never be automated?
What part of cybersecurity will never?
Should never be automated.
Ah, okay.
Okay. I mean, probably I can start and probably you can share. See, we use AI for a lot of areas, right, in the business function. Today, cybersecurity has to adopt AI to enable autonomous defense because cyber criminals are already using AI to do autonomous attacks, right? We should be using. One of the things that cannot be fully automated is the awareness piece. Because we human beings, we have a responsibility and we have to make an effort to create the awareness and actually take a part in building the resiliency. Even though we all think that we are all engineers, doctors, lawyers, and digitally, literate, we click on links which are phishing and scam links and become a victim of cyber criminal. And there are plenty of cases. People just clicked on a link where factories shut down for days and weeks. Just one click on a link. There were people clicking on a link or downloading an application which made them lose $2.7 billion. So we all have a how much we can automate.
So the question was, what should not be automated? The human being. That's what he's saying.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, Martin is jumping on this as well, and then we take the last question.
I mean, maybe to both of you in the end. So we've heard, okay, why is automation important and basically not stoppable, right? Why we have to make it secure. The aspect is also to give you interesting jobs, not just cybersecurity, but I mean, do you want to be an accountant writing on paper all day long? Yeah. So this is part of the human being. But I mean, I would say it's also a false hope that if you do it manually, that it will be more secure. Yeah. And this is a very important aspect. The mass attack, the large scale attack will be harder. Yes. But please don't go down this false route that this will automatically be better. very important aspect.
Right, and there was 2 more questions. 3 more. Oh, all right. Here goes. Now, come on.
Again,
Professor
I would like to thank you, and I would like to say welcome to our university, to Istanbul. I'm sure you opened our mind and you showed many roads, because, as you told you, we educate here our young people, but I'm sure that this job won't be too long. They will change, they will transform their capabilities, because we aim to teach how to learn yourself. So this is the main idea. So let me ask the question. AI is artificial intelligence. So we are organic intelligence. So organic intelligence can be convinced to do something, all right? So AI is used to improve security. AI also used to attack, but nobody say anything about how to improve the security of AI itself, because this is the heart of the question, because AI is artificial of human being, how human think and how human find the solution, but faster way. So human is weak. So as a result, AI is also weak. So why nobody thought about the security of AI itself? So do you think it is not important, or we should work on it also? Thank you.
I think governments and corporates started realizing that is one of the most important things. At least I'm part of one of the such initiatives between India and UK. They created a committee called Responsible AI Committee to ensure that the AI systems are resilient, not only resilient, but actually responsible as well. Because AI systems, not only from a security perspective, there are problems, there are biases, there are ethical problems, there are security problems, privacy issues, actual threat problems from AI as well as by AI, right? So there are initiatives happening right now to ensure that the AI is just getting responsible AI, responsible as well from all these aspects, but in a very slow pace. So 7 years back, when I was in Accenture, I introduced a program called Cyber for AI and AI for Cyber, both, because it is nothing but 2 sides of a coin. And most of the time, most of the governments or corporates, they are doing a rat chase in the FOMO, fear of missing out, in the Me Too game. Okay, because they are using AI, I want to use AI. Because there is a perception that AI can transform and AI can do everything in a flash of a second, I want to use AI. That was a perception. Now people start realizing they're adding liability by just blind adoption, because there is a huge risk, inherited risk they are actually carrying today because of the AI's blind adoption. So your point is extremely valid, sir. I think collectively there's a lot to be done to ensure AI is secure, because cyber criminals are not only using AI, they're targeting AI. You know why? They're trying to do malicious data to be injected into your AI models. Exactly. Machine learning, poisoning, data poisoning, and there are plenty of things which are happening in the AI systems where in real time, when you are querying, your output coming out of the AI systems itself can be manipulated, right? So there are plenty of, anyway, probably in the next session, we can talk more about securing AI by itself, but it's a huge opportunity.
And I think, Professor Hassan, this is a call for action together. Because the cybersecurity of AI is the most influential part. It's like an infection of AI. And we've been talking about epidemic diseases in the physical space. We've got exactly the same happening on AI. So I would like to, there was 1, 2. So first for the lady and then over to you.
First of all, I would like to thank you one by one, teachers. And then my question will be, is there any free tools or something like that that would be save ourselves and our advices, like what happened in Beirut before a month ago, or it will be anything or anytime advice will be exploding anytime, and it will be more dangerous for ourselves.
Okay, I think that's what they do. Yeah, I think Philip, that's over for you.
Yeah. So as a company, Cypherma, that's what we do. We provide intelligence more predictive, preventive, and proactive before it happens. Because as a business, intelligence is a business, right? That we do. That is one. And second thing, when it is coming to cybersecurity, you know how many tools in the world today, approximately, in the cybersecurity tooling ecosystem? Any guess? When I was part of Accenture, I was doing an open innovation program and doing a research to understand the whole ecosystem. We came across 12,700 plus tools in the world in the cybersecurity ecosystem. 12,700 tools, at least in the market, which includes a lot of startups. Okay, every domain. You know how many domains in cybersecurity? How many major domains? 10 major domains. When I talk about domain means within the cybersecurity, application security is one, cloud security is another one, IoT, OT security is another one, cyber defense is another one, digital identity management is another one. Like that, there are 10 major, including the crypto. I mean, like the quantum security is another one. Like that, 10. Under the 10, you know how many subdomains are there?
How many?
450 subdomains. So what it means is, there is no silver bullet in cybersecurity that, okay, because I am having this particular tool, my company is going to be secure.
But what you need for this one?
What you need is three things I would put it as. One, obviously, you need to have intelligence-led security operation. The second one is integrated security operations. Even in cybersecurity, what happens? These 450 subdomains or these 10 major domains, and at least every company will be having, a big company, a medium-sized company will be having more than 250 to 300 tools, security tools in their company, and mostly running in silos, which is not talking to each other. Why cyber attacks are really successful? Because there is a lack of collaboration between the teams, between the tools, and between the processes. And there is a huge gap, right? So consolidated, integrated security operation is extremely important. The third one, intelligent security operations. When cyber criminals are actually running, doing attacks in a more autonomous way, smart way, we also should make automation of cyber defense in the most intelligent manner, right? So intelligence-led security operation, integrated security operation, intelligent security operations coming together will help us, and we need to have more proactive, predictive, and preventive security operations to prevent breaches. We think that, okay, we are exempted, nothing will happen. It is not a matter of if I am going to be attacked. It is just a matter of when I am going to be attacked, especially when there are autonomous attacks.
Okay, I will ask at the end of this session then what kind of steps you should take, right? You better, we're counting together with Philip at the moment. All right, thank you very much. If you just pass on the question.
Hello, it's Zafer Balkan. I am a former colleague of Ganesh Alnes here. We worked in NATO with him some time ago, and I work as a security and compliance manager of a payment processor in Europe. I'm here just visiting here, and as a manager, I have this perspective of the complexity and the automation regarding cybersecurity. Since it's an academic one, I'd like to, let's say, cite the background of my question. You know, there was a great article called "No Silver Bullet" by Fred Brooks, and there is another great article called "The Ironies of Automation" by Lizanne Bainbridge. So basically, I'd like to chain those together for my next question. The issue with the cybersecurity tooling and the automation is that we are trying to be efficient with the tools and capabilities against the attackers with our capabilities, and we are improving our processes. So basically, we are trying to solve a business problem, protecting our valuable assets, the crown jewels, through the cybersecurity measures. And we are building accidental complexity in the terms of No Silver Bullet article. So we are creating this accidental complexity on our business just to be able to protect our business, our organization, our people, etc. And in order to be efficient on that, we start creating automations on top of those many tools instead of many people having a huge team, but instead of a very limited number of people, and automate everything together to chain them and properly management. But the Arenas of Automation article reminds us saying that the more you automate, the more higher skilled people you need to have. And in our high speed trend of cybersecurity here, we are adding more and more automation, which means our people working in the cybersecurity area needs to be higher skilled every single day, which is causing a huge skill gap between new starters, fresh graduates like people here, and the people cybersecurity sector needs. So there is a huge gap, and this gap is getting bigger and bigger every single day. So as a fresh starter, you need to be able to get those skills somehow to manage those highly complex, highly automated capabilities. So in this area of cybersecurity, what do you predict, or what are your projections regarding the fresh graduates or newcomers to be able to get their positions in a way where this position is always going higher and higher and higher? In this complexity, what do you suggest for those newcomers here? Also, what do you suggest for us hires, what to look at from those people, newcomers, so that we can get the correct people not to struggle with this high level of complexity? Thank you.
So I would like to answer on this one as the CEO of the Grundig Academy Group. So that's why we're here for. That's exactly why we're here for. Building together an ecosystem of knowledgeable people, bringing them together on a table, and creating together with you, Hassan, here in the University of Atlas University, exactly these kind of courses, where we have a lifelong skilling on one side, because that's the needed part. We need a lifelong skilling. This lifelong skilling has to be updated by the knowledge and research papers which are coming out. So this is one part. The other part is to get people from the field and saying, okay, this is happening here. It's nice to have this slide deck, but it won't be applicable. So don't go this way, go that way. So one thing I could think of, what if we together with Atlas University create a hackathon on the future of skilling and education for cybersecurity? So this I would like to put on the table and saying, okay, what if we can start this together as people from the field, as students together with professors in academia? What would be the future skilling for exactly this kind of experts together in a hackathon way to use innovation technology for exactly this one? So thank you for your question. Thank you for being here, even though I know that your exams are here. Thank you, Professor Hassan, having me. And thank you, guys. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thanks
Martin.
So much, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gani.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. So thank you very much for this one. Just stay for a moment. The photo is coming. And I love to catch up now during the next time. And Professor Hassan is moving over there.
I am here. I would like to thank to all of you on behalf of Atlas University. I am very pleasure to meet you here in Istanbul, and we are thankful to you because you have opened our mind, because these are fresh students here. They are working on computer engineering or software, and I'm sure you opened the way. There's a big path, and as you told, cybersecurity, there are huge opportunities on cybersecurity. That's why we invited you to give some idea about cybersecurity. I'm sure one of you or many of you is going to work on cybersecurity, and we are going to be talking about in the future. And I'd like to thank to Jan.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, this is
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I need my
That's safety.
I would also like to thank you, Edith.
Yeah, big round of applause for her.
And last but not least, Martin. Okay, thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. Big photo.
Big photo. You in the middle. You're in the middle. You're in the middle. Come on. Thank you very much. Thank you. As the protocol, Elif, what's next? Okay, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much again.
Okay, let's go up.
Maybe. No, no.
Merhabalar, nasılsınız?